Welcome to the first episode of the Optimistic Entrepreneur podcast. In this episode, I'm going to give you a little heads up as to what you can expect from the podcast and why I think you'll really enjoy and benefit from listening on a regular basis. So welcome to the show. My name is John Colley. I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a podcaster, I'm a speaker, but most of all, I'm passionate about business and entrepreneurship. And I'm really excited to be putting this show together, really to help you with everything you are trying to do in the world of being an entrepreneur, both online and offline. So in this episode, I'm going to introduce myself. I'm going to try to explain to you what I think is an optimistic entrepreneur. I'm going to explain what we're going to cover in the podcast episodes to come, and particularly what you can expect to gain from the show. So what's in it for me, which is always a critical element of any show or any podcast. So my name's John Colley. I'm a former British Army officer. I'm a 30-year investment banker. I'm also an online course instructor, I'm a speaker, I'm a podcaster, but I'm passionate about business, and I run my own online business, having already set up 2 investment banking boutiques. Now I'm enjoying doing it very much for myself as an entrepreneur, largely working from home, and it's all this that I want to share just with you. So what is an optimistic entrepreneur? Well, an optimistic entrepreneur is you. You are an optimistic entrepreneur. And why do I say that? Well, by definition, in my view, anybody who is an entrepreneur is going to be optimistic, because you have to be an optimist to be an entrepreneur. Because if you were a pessimist, you'd never get started. So this show is absolutely for you. So what are we going to cover in the show? Well, the starting point obviously is the real world of business. I've got 30 plus years of experience in everything from startups, IPOs, exits. Having worked as an investment banker starting in 1988, I've floated companies, I've bought companies, I've sold companies, I've advised companies since 1998. I've been working in the tech sector. I've also raised a lot of money for companies with private equity firms and indeed occasionally with angel investors. So I'm trying to bring to you my insight, my nuance on all the complexities of business I've learned over 30 years of investment banking. Oh, and I've picked up a couple of degrees along the way, including an MBA. So I have a little bit of academic rigor there as well. But I want to go further than that. I want to share with you what I feel about digital entrepreneurship for the 21st century. And to do this, I've devised a framework which I call my business strategy transformation framework. And it covers everything you need to know about digital entrepreneurship. Now, I can't give all of this to you, frankly, in a podcast, and I can't certainly give it all to you in one episode. So I'm going to have to build out a framework of episodes so that you can learn more and more about what you can be doing to improve your online business with my digital entrepreneurship framework. So you'll have to wait for future episodes to get a taste of this. Now, I run my online business and I make my money online, and I want to be able to share some of that with you because I'm sure that's critical. We're not all doing this for fun, although I love podcasting and I love sharing stuff with you. I also do a certain amount of gig work, particularly through Fiverr, and I'm going to explain a bit about that and how I monetize my experience using online courses, which is a critical part of my online business. So as you can see, I'm basically bringing my optimistic entrepreneurship experience to you, the optimistic entrepreneur. So what can you gain from the show? What's going to be in it for you? Well, basically loads and loads of insights, tips, tricks, tactics to improve your business online and offline. I'm going to give you the benefits of my experience and that of the guests I'm going to get onto the show. I'm going to try and make it as entertaining as possible, but this will not be a comedy show. I don't tell very good jokes, but I won't be holding anything back. So you'll be getting stuff that you'd normally have to buy in an online course, and I'll be giving you it all absolutely free through this amazing podcast. So if you want to connect with me, that's great. You can email me, john@jbdcolley.com, and I'm always going to be available for you. And of course, you can find links inevitably on the show notes of the podcast page. I'm also going to make sure this is as widely disseminated as possible. So please don't forget to subscribe to the show wherever you are listening, and please consider leaving a rating and review for the show too, because that's obviously going to help it. So where can you find the show? Well, on Apple and other platforms. But as you can see, if you're watching this on YouTube, I'm also producing a video version of this, 2 for 1. That's a crucial lesson in digital entrepreneurship. Repurpose content whenever you can, and you'll be able to find the entire show on my YouTube channel, and you'll be able to see me to boot. And all the links will be on the show notes in due course. So that's the introduction to the Optimistic Entrepreneur podcast. I'm really looking forward to spending time with you. And don't forget, this is all about how I can share my experiences and my experience with you, the Optimistic Entrepreneur.